Hi, this video is to show you how to do question 1 of the project, what you'll be doing with the results of question 1 on your Excel spreadsheet that you're working on. And I do have detailed instructions posted on Canvas, so you should be able to follow the instructions step by step and just work through it from that. But I'm also posting this video in case it helps you to see me doing what you need to be doing, so you can follow along and I'll show you how it works. So first thing you need to do is open up the spreadsheet that you've already been working on, where it was saved on your computer. If you can find that, just open that up. And we're always going to be continuing where we left off. So for everything you do for the project, you're always starting with that same file that you were working with in the previous step. If you can't find that or you don't have it saved on your computer, you can go to on Canvas where you submitted it earlier last time. And there's a place where you can download your submission. So anyway, open it up. Make sure you're on this data spreadsheet page of the Excel file. Notice that column B here contains the responses to the favorite sandwich question. Row 3 contains the first customer response. Row 4 contains the second response, and so on. So we're going to left click in cell B3, that's the first response, hold down the button and drag down through all 55 of the responses so that they are all highlighted. Don't go past the last response. And now I'm going to go up here, click on Insert, and click on Pivot Table. Now I'm just going to, in the box that pops up, I'm just going to click OK. And I get this new screen here, a new sheet opened in Excel. Over here on the right, I'm going to click the box next to the words favorite sandwich. That put a check mark in the box and it gave me a list of the 4 sandwiches. So you should have just 4 sandwiches listed here. If you have more than 4, or if anything appears more than once, there's a problem. You probably misspelled something in your data spreadsheet and you would have to go back and fix that. So hopefully you've got just the 4 sandwiches. Now, click on the words favorite sandwich here and then drag that down into this values box and release. And it will count those for you. So now we have this second column here that says count of favorite sandwich. Now we're going to change the table headings here. So in row 3, column A, I'm going to double click and I'm going to delete what's there and instead type in the words favorite sandwich. Make sure you spell it correctly, make sure you capitalize. Now we're going to change the heading to column B to frequency. So double click, a box pops up. We're going to change the custom name to just say frequency. And OK. Oops, I misspelled it. I can double click again and it'll come up again. And go in and add the E. There we go. Now we're going to remove the grand total row. Just click on the words grand total. Right click, that is, click on the right mouse button, and in the little box that pops up, just select remove grand total, and it disappears. Now we're going to create a percent column. So in cell C3, double click, type the words percent, enter. I'd really like that to be in bold, so I'm going to go back and click on the bold button, and now it's in bold. Now I want this to be the same color as these two. So I'm going to go up here to the paint can and find the color that matches those other two boxes. I think it's this one here. Yeah, so now they all look like they're the same color. That was the second row, fifth box. Now I'm going to click in cell C4 and type in the equals sign and then B4 slash, which means divided by 55, and hit enter. Now I'm going to change this from a decimal to a percent. So I'm going to click back in the cell and go up here and hit the percent button. Now sometimes I found that that doesn't work on some computers. So if that didn't work for you, if that didn't convert it to a percent when you hit that button, you can use this pull down menu and select percentage. Now, it may show some digits after the decimal point. It might not. I'm not going to be picky about how many decimal places you show here. If you want it rounded to the nearest whole percent, we can decrease the decimal shown by using the decrease decimal button. If you want one digit after the decimal point or two digits, you can do it like that. And now I'm going to click this little box in the lower right corner of the cell and drag down to these other three cells and then release. And it's going to copy that down to the other rows so that they have their percentages. Now we're going to add grid line borders and center the table. So I'm going to select the whole thing by clicking in the center of cell A3 and then dragging across and down through cell C7. I'm going to go up to this little borders icon, click the arrow, and select all borders. And while this is still highlighted, I'm going to go up here and click the center vertically and center horizontally buttons. So now each thing is centered in its cell. Now I'm going to go down here at the bottom where it says sheet 1. I'm going to double click that and change it to favorite sandwich. And then just click back in the sheet somewhere. And I'm going to save my work. I'm sort of halfway through with what I'm doing on question 1. So now I'm ready to make the Pareto chart. So first I have to sort the table from highest to lowest frequency. Here's how I do that. Click cell B4 and drag down through the other 4 boxes. Notice I'm not using that little box in the lower right corner. I'm just clicking in the middle of the cell and dragging down to select all of these. And then I'm going up here and I'm going to sort largest to smallest. Click that and there we go. So now we have these in order of frequency. Now to actually create the Pareto chart, click cell B4, drag down through all the frequency numbers again, and go up to the top of the page, click Insert, and in the Charts area, find the first bar column graph. We want the, it's not clicking, here we go. Click the little down arrow and then select. the first 2D chart. And this is what shows up. If you have this little total here on the right, delete it just by clicking on it. And then hitting the delete button. Okay, we didn't need to see this. We need to remove this gray bar by right-clicking on that and clicking Hide All Field Buttons on Chart, so that makes that disappear. Click on the words below the first bar. That puts a box around them all. And then go up, click on Home and Bold. That makes them all bold. Now click down here in the bottom corner of the graph so that a box appears around it. Oh, we can also go over here and bold these numbers that represent the frequencies. Now let's do no outline. So that would be here. Just click on that and click no outline. Now we're going to add the title. Right now it says total, but we're going to change that. So double click on that and type in favorite sandwich. And let me change that to a size 11 font. So highlight all of that and go up here and select 11. And let's make that bold. We're going to add the frequency label. So I'm going to go click on the Design tab, go over to Add Chart Element, select Axis Titles, Primary Vertical, and when I click that, it put in an axis title there. So I'm going to double click on that and delete what's there, and instead type in the word frequency. Oh, let me make it bold. Okay. And we're pretty much done. I'm going to drag this a little bit further away from the numbers. And I'm going to shorten the graph just a little bit, like that. And I'm going to save my work. It should be saved in the same place with the same file name that it was before. Now all I have to do is go in and submit it. If I've got everything done and everything saved, I can exit out of Excel. I can go back to Canvas and where it says Question 1 Table and Pareto Chart, click on that, click Submit Assignment, choose File, go to where it's saved on your computer, let's see, I have a project folder here, so it'll come up. And there it is. I double clicked it, or I could have clicked and clicked open, and then just click on Submit Assignment. And it's submitted. So there we've done question 1.